everyone. This is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today, and I just want to talk with you a little bit about something in the business of beauty and share my experience with you. I'm going to be really brief, or at least I will try to. But what I would like to talk about is online reviews. As you know, we're living in a world where pretty much any and everything that you are looking for, you can go online and find a review for it. You can order products on Amazon, and before you order those products, you can check out a lot of the reviews. And something that I have seen a lot of, especially on Amazon, is people that have left reviews for products. At the end of their review, it will say, I was either compensated or I was given this product for free in exchange for my honest review. And granted, those reviews that the people left may have been honest, but you don't really know if they were swayed in some way or another. So you can't honestly trust a lot of the online reviews these days. Case in point, I have had the experience of having my business for about 8 years now, and it hasn't been until very recently, I would say probably within the past year, where I have experienced anything but positive reviews for my business. And I can honestly say that it hasn't been because the quality of the service wasn't good, and it wasn't because they did not get an exceptional or good service in the business by either myself or the service provider that the client may have seen. But these days, a lot of people, if they don't get their way, if they don't read all of the things that go along with the service that they're receiving, or a meal that they may be having at a restaurant, the guidelines, whether they need reservations or an appointment and things like that. And instead of trying to work it out with the business, or if they try to work it out with the business, but in all actuality, they're really just trying to get a complete freebie or something for nothing, then they'll go online and leave a negative review. And I've had a couple of instances like that happen to me. And honestly, at first it was hurtful, but because of the many positive reviews that my business has, I'm solicited by either past or present clientele that have taken the time out of their busy schedules to go online and tell others about their experience with my business. Then I can't dwell on it. I'll tell you about a couple of instances, and I'll be short with these. There was an instance when a client booked an appointment, and we have an online scheduling system. And as you know, everything is not perfect in the world of technology. It's made to make things easier, but sometimes it may not work out that way. And it's not intentional, but it happens. And there was a client that scheduled an appointment online, and for my business, where we specialize in eyelash services, every new client that schedules an appointment has to pay a deposit. This is what confirms your appointment. This is what lets us know you're an actual person that's coming in for a service, because yes, people do go and make fake appointments, and it's just really frustrating and disappointing. And then also, we want to make sure that that person is indeed going to show up, because we're blocking out a set amount of time on the service provider schedule to accommodate that service. And so this person, she apparently scheduled an appointment online, and for whatever reason, the appointment did not go through. But as far as she knew, she had an appointment. And the way my business works is, if the service providers do not have appointments on their schedule, they do not have to be there. So this person showed up for an appointment, and there was no one there. And the reason was because the appointment never went through. So it was never on the service provider's schedule. And when anyone books an appointment and it actually goes through, they will receive a confirmation email from the scheduling system stating thank you for scheduling your appointment. And it also has some guidelines in there, and it lets those who've scheduled online know that you have to pay a deposit for your service appointment, and that deposit needs to be paid prior to the day of that appointment, or your appointment will be canceled. So either way, she did not have an appointment, whether she felt like she scheduled an appointment online, or even if she did schedule an appointment online and it did go through, we would have contacted her so that she could take care of her deposit. And that deposit comes off of the total service when that person comes in for their service. Well, she was very upset. And I understand when you come out of your way to come somewhere for an appointment and then no one has an appointment for you, it definitely can be frustrating. And we tried to accommodate her, but she was very rude, and she told my administrative assistant that she would wait there for, I guess, about 30 minutes for the service provider to come in. And we contacted the service provider, and not everybody can drop everything at that very moment to come to the business. They have children, they have families. If no one's on their schedule, they make other arrangements and they may be doing other things. So we tried to accommodate her for another time for the same day, but she was not having it. So instead of just trying to work something out with the business, she went online and left a negative review on my business's Facebook page. And not only did she leave a negative review, she left a review full of lies. She did not tell the truth at all. So it was very frustrating for me. So when I found out that she did it, I tried to contact her. She never called me back. And I contacted Facebook about it, and they said, well, you can just respond to the review. And so that's what I did. And I responded to her review in consideration of what she was stating with facts, because I wanted those who reviewed what she wrote to see what actually happened and listen to both sides. But you know what? I just had to move on from that. But what I learned from that experience is that sometimes when people go online to leave negative reviews, they're not really trying to share their experience. They're really trying to hurt that business. And that's just not right. It's not okay for somebody to basically try to destroy the credibility of a business, especially when they are an established business that has been serving other people. They have, employees and staff and other things to deal with. You're not considering those things, and you're not even taking into consideration that maybe there's another way I can try to handle this instead of taking, 10 minutes out of my day to to type up a lot of negative things about a business and then lie about it. And my other experience that I want to talk about is I took my entire beauty team, my entire staff out for Christmas dinner in 2015, last year. And I went to a restaurant that I wanted us all to go and enjoy, and they were not cheap. It was a very expensive restaurant, and I spent over $500 on everybody's food and drinks to enjoy this time with my team. And we were seated in a room that had several other tables in it. And my table, we all together had about 6 or 7 people at the table. And everybody noticed it, but nobody said anything until we went outside. And it was pretty chilly during that time. but the manager never came over to greet any of us at my table, but he came into the room on so many occasions, and he would make an effort to not come to my table to say anything to anyone. And it was pretty rude, but the meal was good. The server, he did a good job. He was very nice and attentive to the table. But honestly, the way the manager pretty much ignored us, and this is how I know he ignored us. When I signed the receipt, I accidentally took the wrong receipt. I took the restaurant's copy. So when we were waiting outside for our cars with at the valet stand, he came outside and said, "I'm not sure which one of you paid, but I need to get the restaurant copy of the receipt." And I said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. I must have picked up the wrong copy." So I'm digging in my handbag to get the receipt for him. And then as we're standing outside shivering, he says, "Well, by the way, how did you enjoy your meal?" And I'm thinking, you waited until we were outside on the parking lot, on the sidewalk, waiting for our cars. And the only reason why you came outside was because you needed that copy of the receipt. So it's basically, in the meantime, while I'm trying to find the receipt, "Oh, by the way, how was your meal?" Everybody noticed it. Everyone said something about it. And everyone said, "We enjoyed the meal. We enjoyed the time there. But if the manager didn't treat us the way that he treated us, which was basically ignore us as if we weren't there, then it would have been a more pleasant evening." I never once left a negative review about that business, not on the business's Facebook page, online, anywhere. I made an attempt to call the restaurant myself and speak with whoever was in charge about the situation. I took it to them directly, and I wasn't rude about it. And I actually said to the guy, "I'm not looking for anything for free. I don't want a free meal. I just want to share with you my experience because I wasn't the only one that noticed it. All of the ladies that were at the table with me recognized it and acknowledged it. And I just don't think that it's cool. And I would like for you to know about it because I'm not sure if this is common practice, but I think that this is something that you should know about." And he said, "I appreciate that. And thank you so much for calling and letting me know." I still was a little bitter about it, but I never went online to leave a negative review. Because if I did, I definitely probably would have been speaking in a tone that was not going to be helpful to others that was reading the review. It would have been a tone as if to say, "Don't go and eat at this restaurant because this is the experience that I had." And that's what my point is for this video today, is that you can't always you can't always trust the reviews, whether they're positive or negative, that you read. You really have to read in between the lines, read the tone that it was written in, because a lot of times you can tell the tone that it was written in. If someone is leaving a negative review and it's based on a number of stars, basically 1 to 5, and they're leaving a negative review and they leave a complete 1 star instead of maybe 2.5, 3, I would say question it, because that person may be someone that's a bit bitter more than they are just trying to share an experience that wasn't very pleasant for them with others. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I really wanted to speak on this because even though I've only had that experience a couple of times, that is more than enough for me to share this experience with others. And if you have a business, whether it's a beauty business or, something along those lines, ask your clients that you know are getting great services with their business to share it with others and to tell others about it, because there's an old saying that someone that's happy will tell a few people about their experience, but somebody that's unhappy will tell everybody about their experience. And that's pretty much the way that works with the online reviews these days. So take control of your situation. And I'm just being beautifully honest. So I want to thank you so much for checking this video out, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with your friends. And have a beautiful and amazing day.